Let's talk about something important. I'm gonna give you my own speech about Charlie Kirk. This is my unofficial speech on Charlie. I have to say that Sai was mentioning you in along the many, the few apostles of this memorial, very touching memorial. I was telling you that, yeah, I was one of the ones that who really hadn't let's say delved into Charlie's work. I always saw his clips. I always say, okay, this guy is debating again. How does he do it? And I don't know. It's I couldn't just watch not even 10 minutes of that because I got so angry and upset and the people trying to debate with the most absurd ideas. And I said, this how does this guy do this? And I saw everything that he did in such a short life. It's 31 years old. You're a kid, man. You're a kid. And I don't know. It's like I see him still as a kid. There was so much potential. There was presidential material. He could have been president of the United States. There's no doubt about that. I found out the same way that J.D. Vance said that he in the past 2 weeks have spoken more about Jesus Christ than in forever, that you have your beliefs. I think that in these 2 weeks, we all realize what kind of a spiritual war we are facing. This is quite complicated. It is true, and it was really touching, how Erica Kirk, she said, I forgive the man who shot my husband dead. And again, we're going to have the conversation about the circumstances tomorrow. This is not the time. That's why I told you very politely, this is not a time and place. Some of the ones speaking, maybe you don't like them, but this is not the time and place. There's a time and place of everything. And as Erica Kirk said that she forgives the killer, it was a very touching moment. And was the Christian, it's a Christian thing to do. Trump said, I cannot say the same about my enemies. I congratulate Erica for being such a good Christian. Those were not his words, I'm paraphrasing, but I can't do that. Oh, then Trump is not a good Christian. I'm going to tell you what to think about this. Because there's a great distinction. And there's a very important word that I think that my voice is already back. My voice is already back. I think we can mention a word that is very important in the context that many of the people who gave a speech here, they touch on that subject, and it was the radicalized. Somebody who was radicalized killed Charlie Kirk. And I can understand, although I couldn't do it, but Charlie literally was and is a better Christian than I could ever be. Maybe I can aspire to be like that. And maybe I could tell you that everyone is redeemable. And I said, I think nobody is irredeemable. Everybody is redeemable. And I tell you, everybody is redeemable. And we should forgive and love our enemies. And we should have the patience to have arguments with them, we'll debate them with them. I'm going to be very clear about that. I don't have that patience. And so throughout this memorial, I was thinking, that's why I put the red light right there. And there's a reason why I put my funeral suit, but it is not a funeral for Charlie. That J.D. Vance said that as well. This is not a funeral. This is a revival. The revival of what Charlie Kirk stood for, and has, of course, in this 2 weeks has been, disturbing to see how so many people have purposely taking Charlie Kirk's words out of context to smear his memory, to just destroy his character, and, well, with a great help from the mainstream media, which I am going to address all that right now. So we are talking about the word radicalize, people that become radicals. And I can understand that Erica Kirk forgives the killer of her husband because he couldn't know better. Let's say Tyler Robinson couldn't know better than that. He was misled. He was brainwashed. He was just tainted, involved. I don't know. It's like influenced by all this. And we could say, if we want to call ourselves good Christians, we could say that the man made a huge mistake. He couldn't know better. He could have chosen not to pull the trigger, not to kill Charlie Kirk. Of course, I'm not saying that he is not responsible for the assassination of Charlie Kirk. I'm not saying that. If he is the killer, let's say that he is the killer. That's what we assume from the investigation. But I think that we have to make a difference. We are at a spiritual war. And in war, you have, people, let's say you have people who try to work in diplomacy and people who, let's say that have to do the dirty job, right? You have to get dirty in the actual stuff. In this war, Charlie gave his life trying to be the diplomat, but this is not a regular or your usual diplomatic, environment or circumstance. This was literally putting your life in danger, and we know what happened. But he was the one trying to bring at least one of those who were radicalized. At least one of those. Every single appearance at that campus, he knew, if I can change the point of view of one of them, it will be worth it. That takes brass balls. That takes courage. That takes patience. That takes everything that made him. And I want to repeat that. I'm very clear about this. I don't have it. But not everybody was born to be a diplomat, to try to debate ideas. Not everybody has the brass balls to put your life in danger just to debate ideas, just to change one person's point of view, just to ask questions to see if they can consider that, yes, the reality, the party that they have been following, the information that they're getting from the mainstream media is all lies. There are hoaxes. There are fabrications. There are narratives made to radicalize you. And Charlie worked tirelessly for that. He was much more than a diplomat, of course. He was a soldier of God, and he wore the armor of God up to his last breath. Having said that, and having acknowledged that I don't have what Charlie Kirk had, and honestly, I don't pretend on developing that. I want to be clear with myself. I want to be honest with myself. I'm honest with you. And you know that these live streams, I'm really honest with you. If I don't have what Charlie Kirk had, then I have another option. There's another option. Because one thing is the people who were misled, brainwashed, influenced, radicalized, people who were, brought to the dark side in Star Wars terms. They could be saved. But there is another group of people let's say, rather smallish in respect to the amount of the population that can be woken up, right? You can be, saved from that influence. But there's this smallish group of people that, wait a second, if there are people who have been radicalized, it means, yes, there's this group who radicalized them. It is obvious, right? You are not radicalized from out of thin air. Oh my God! This messages, this influence comes out of thin air spontaneously. No, there are people crafting those messages. There are people coming up with those narratives. There are people pouring money into those mainstream medias to make sure that those radicalizing extremist point of view, fascist, racist, misogynist, all that, they are fascists, they are fascists, they are fascists. There are people crafting those messages. There are people saying those messages. There are people broadcasting those messages. So, at first I was a bit worried that I was not wearing blue with red tie. I did not get the memo, sorry. But it's a good thing that I'm wearing my funeral suit. You know why? I'm going to tell you why it's a great thing that I'm wearing my funeral suit. Because I cannot be the diplomat. I cannot be the soldier of God that Charlie Kirk was. I simply cannot. But there's one thing that I can do. I can go to those who purposefully, on purpose, that I know that this is not the truth, but I'm being paid to say it. I know that I want to manipulate people with this. I know what this effect is going to have on people. I just want to say that I'm going after you. I'm just going to say that the exact same way, those 107 days, I dedicated myself and my channel and my energy and my voice to completely destroy Kamala Harris' career, and I know that there were many other people doing that, exposing her lies, her incompetence, her stupidity, the exact same way, wherever you are, maybe you are Jimmy Kimmel and you know what you're saying is not true, but you tell a lie anyway, and you are canceled by that. If you're the Kamala Harris type, if you are the Jimmy Kimmel type, if you are the Gavin Newsom type, if you are AOC, Jasmine Crockett, who else can I mention? Help me in the comments. You know what we are talking about. If you are Joe Biden, I don't care what you are going through. I don't care who do you think you are. I don't care what kind of power you think you are exerting over people. The same way I did my best to bury Kamala Harris' political career, and she better not raise her political career head again. The same way I am going after you. Again, I have no... Ilhan Omar. Oh yeah, thank you. Ilhan Omar. I don't know how to pronounce that name. I don't care. I couldn't care either. Again, you took out the moderate one. You took out the one who wanted, to the unity. Wrong. You made the wrong choice. I am going to dedicate my career to destroy any sort of political power that you have. How? I have many ways of doing that. And the best part is that I'm gonna have a lot of fun doing it. And I will see you, every single one of your political aspirations, like this graveyard of broken dreams, because you are nothing more than demons. May God forgive you because I won't. This is the line that I'm drawing. This is what I'm going to do. And you know for a fact what I did to Kamala Harris. Again, I was not the only one. I'm not claiming that I was the only one, but man, when I get passionate about something, when I get laser focused on something, it better not be you. But that is too late. So keep trying to mislead people into, distorting Charlie's words. I know that one single video exposing you is not going to be enough. I know that one or two memes on X is not going to be enough. I know that. I'm aware. I know that it takes an army. But that's why we are diversifying our stuff. There will be, still very good people debating at campuses nationwide, and if everything goes right, worldwide. Meanwhile, you will have to deal with the actual motherfuckers like me, like yours truly, who are going to make sure you have to look for, sell a memoir about the times that you were some kind of politician in the past, because that is the only thing that you will be allowed to do. That is my promise, and that is my declaration of war. God bless the United States of America. God bless every righteous man and woman who stand for the truth. And remember, there's no way we can do this without God. There's no way we can do this without Jesus Christ.